This overlocker has 4 colours of threads. I've tried to match the colours to the knobs, the dials. I don't really have a green, so I've got to use a rainbow fabric at the back. I've got a little bit of pink, haven't got purple, so the pink is referring to that, and the turquoise is referring to that one. Now then, this lower looper and upper looper wraps itself around the edge of the fabric and stops the fabric from fraying. Left needle and right needle, which are those two, they hold the loops together. This is the pink on the far side, which is the lower looper, so it's on the bottom surface of the fabric, and then you've got the turquoise, which is the upper looper, and then you have the yellow, which is the straight stitch, the right needle, green, which is showing slightly turquoise here, which is the left needle. What we're going to do is find the optimum dial to get the nice stitches like that, where the pink lower looper is on that side, the blue upper looper is on this side, and it just rides nicely along the edge of the fabric. So this is how we do it. I've taken some muslin and I've cut 5-inch wide width, 5 inches from there to there, and 15.5 lengthwise. I'm going to fold this over, so let's take one of them. This is just some muslin. It's quite firm, this muslin. I'm going to fold it over like that, and then I'm going to make marks here. And the first one is going to be 1.5 inches, and you can mark it with whatever you like, but I'm going to do 1.5 inches there, draw a line across, and then I may use a felt tip pen, right. Draw a line across. I'm using a felt tip pen because it stands out better, like that. And I'm going to put the first one here, which is the lower looper. So I'm going to put lower looper, and this is going to be what I'm going to use to test my lower looper stitches. So I'm going to put lower looper, and because I know the colour of the thread, which is pink, I'm going to put pink. And I'm going to do the same with the other 4 pieces of fabric. I'm going to say upper looper, blue, right needle, yellow, left needle, green. And I'm going to write those like that. Then I'm going to measure 1.5 inches down here. And I'm going to make a mark, 1.5 inches. I'm going to make a mark every 1.5 inches. So if I line that up like that, 1.5 inches is there, 1.5 inches there, and what I'm going to do is then draw a line across there. So then I'm going to start numbering it. This is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'll do the same for all the 3 strips. Once you've done one, you can more or less just go like that and match it up like that, so it saves you having to measure it out every time. So I'll do that one, then the third one like that, the fourth one like this. So we have that there and that there. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll draw the lines across. So I now have 4 strips of fabric. This one, lower looper pink, that's that one. Upper looper blue, which is that one. Right needle yellow and left needle green. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the lower looper first. So I'm going to start with the upper looper, which is this blue, turquoisey blue one. You always start with this one first, then that one, then the right needle, and then the left needle. So I'm going to start with the upper looper, which is this blue one, and I'm going to turn it, I'm going to go right to number 1 there, match it in line with that there. So I'm going to start sewing. I'll start with it at 0 because that first one's going to be 0. Start sewing at 0. Then when I get to that line, I'm going to go to 1. Get to that line, I'm going to go to 2. And then I go to 3. And then to 4. Now because this has got a black mark around it, that kind of tells you that that's the optimum for it really. That's where the best one should be really. Then I change to 5. Then 6. Then 7. Then 8. And then 9. So when I look at that, you can see it looks fairly nice there. Looks fairly nice there. Then the pink from the lower looper starts coming through here. So that's wrong. What you've got to have is your pink and your blue on the line, exactly on the line. So that looks rather nice there. But when I turn it over, the blue is right the way across the other side. Sorry, I've got ink on my hands now from that pen. So what you need it to be is it has to have the blue and the pink exactly on that line. And look where that's the best bit there. That little section there, which is number 5. Number 5. And what about this section here? Number 4 is starting to go over. So that's a sign that I really should be around about number 5. Sorry, that I should really be about number 5 on this one. Then we're going to do the same with the other ones. We're going to do the same now with the lower looper and see how that goes. So turn it to 0. That way. And bring it on. Then to 1. I think this is coming off this. Then to 2. Then to 3. Then to 4. Again, that shows you it's the optimum measurement for there. We'll soon find out. Then to 5. To 6. 7. 8. 9. So let's look at that. The pinks come to the front here. Pinks come to the front, so those are no good. 3 it's going to the front. 4 it's going to the front. 5 is kind of off and on. 6 is nicely on the edge there, but it's slightly off there. So I would say somewhere around that region there, although it's not really showing very well, is about, in fact that one there is the best there. So basically you go down and look at them all. This one, too much looping there, too much pink going there. So you find the optimum, and the optimum is usually about 4, anywhere between 3 and 5, often 4, because that's what it tells you the optimum is. So now it's 4. I'll put that back to there. That there was for the upper looper, and then I go and do it with the other ones and see what happens with those. And there we're getting the yellow stitching there. That's all right, yellow stitching's fine, but look what's happening here. It's coming through, so probably the best one there is that one, number 3. So we'll set that to number 3. And then we'll do the same with the left needle. Then to 1, to 2, to 3, to 4, to 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, and then 9. So let's have a look at that. The pink is coming to the front, so that's no good. Probably around about 4 or 5, 4, 5 or 6. And I would say around there, which is 5. So if we set that to 5, now we have them all set at the most optimum position. Keep a hold of that, because all of those are a guide to let you know where you're getting your best thread position. So put a cross beside the one that you've got, that's the optimum. The lower looper there is 4, so I'm going to put a cross there. That lets me know that that is the best one for the lower looper. The upper looper is 5. So where's the upper looper there? That's 5, so I put a cross there. And that tells me that that's the best one. The right needle is 3. And the left needle is 5. So let's do that there. 5. So looking at that now, I can see that that and that are the best positions for to have my thread for the overlap locker to work. I couldn't get this to thread properly. I couldn't get this to do that final thing after we'd done all the loop testing. So I decided I'm going to rethread it again. And you always start with the upper looper. You don't start with the one on the right, you start with the upper looper. You've got to make sure that it goes through there and that it clicks in here. So you listen for the click. There, did you hear it? Then you go down through these little discs, down through here, and most sergers will have a little pattern on it to show you where you go. They should have a little pattern, a little diagram to show you where you go. So this blue one, I'm following the blue one, it goes down there, through this one here, then through a second one, which I have got a little blue spot there, and then over that little blue spot there, and then it goes through the arm that has a hole on this side here. So what I do is I get my special tweezers, which are incredibly handy, and I get a hold of the thread at the end like this. I think I'm going to have to go and wash my hands and thread it through. I'm going to switch this on now because I've finished. Thread it through the hole there, like that. Get a hold of the other end, put your hand through and pull it down, and it has to go like that. And it actually goes, mine actually has to go through that little hole there, that little wire, like that. So that's the first one threaded. Second one is the pink one. Let's go right from the beginning, through there. I don't know if you can see through that, through there. Then hear that click, go through the discs. Now this is starting to get used up. Through there, and then it tells me to go down to the bottom arm, which is that one there, which goes through there. Then it tells me to go up through that one, and I think I need to bring my light across to let you see a bit better. So I've come down here, gone round there, then it tells me to go up through that one, which is this one here. And I'm going to go and wash my hands because they're very dirty. Nicely washed hands. Sorry about that. Right, so this one's going to go through there. Then it says I go up through that arm. So where's the arm? Turn the wheel and you can see the arm there. So that goes through that little hook there. Then it goes along the finger. And what I do is I bring it forward and I can see the finger there. And then I'm going to cut this thread a little bit, make it a bit shorter, drop that down there, and get my tweezers, because they are very, very helpful. These bent tweezers, I've tried cheap Poundland ones which aren't very good, and what I'm doing is I just feed it to the back there. I can just see it there, and what I can do is either get my finger, it's not always easy, but get my finger there and get a hold of it, put it on my finger and pull. So I am now threaded up with the blue one, which is the upper looper, and the pink one, which is the lower looper. Now I do my needle, my left needle, which is there, goes through the top there, through the top there, then it comes down here. You have to hear the click. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? And then it goes through the discs there, through this hook here, and then it goes down there and over there. And in the kit, they will vary a little bit with each of these machines, but the ones that I've dealt with, I've found that they all basically have the same setup. I'm now turning this wheel at the side so that the needle goes as high as it can. I pick up that little thread like that on my nib, push it through there, through the hole, and then I pull that through with my fingers there. Make sure this is like another good finger. It really comes in handy, these curved tweezers. Last one, this one through the top. Make sure it clicks through here. Listen. There. Go through the discs, through that hook there, under and over. It does the same as the previous needle, but this time it goes through that side. I'm going to cut this thread a bit because it's far too long. Drop that into there. Get my tweezers, pick it up at the end there, and thread it through the needle there. Push it through a bit more, get the needle there, and then bend that. All the threads have to go under that little curved part of the foot. So they're all behind there now. Now I can close everything up, and this one. In some cases yours might not open this bit, but it might open this. Then you have to hold this. Put your foot down and then hold the threads and go for a while like that, so that they're all joined together. Then cut that there. So you've got a long tail, and that will work out a lot better. Now then, so I'm going to try this, a coloured thread. I've got all those set at the measurements that they've shown me. Let's see how it goes like this. So I folded this over. This should be fairly perfect now. And is it perfect? In fact, no, because if you look, that pink thread is coming, it's coming over. So the pink, which is that one, I need to make it, I'm going to make it a bit tighter. Let's try it again. Let's do that side. And what I've found there is it's beautiful there. Look, the pink is right on the edge. The pink is right on the edge. I don't know if you can see that. It's right on the edge there. And it's beautiful there. So I now know that my measurement is 5, 5.5, 5 and 5. So I'm now going to change that to 5, 5 for the left needle, 5.5 for the right needle, 5.5, put a circle around there, and then 5 for the left one, the upper looper, which I had, and 5 for the lower looper. So that there. So I'm going to, so that I know which one it is, I'm putting that there. What you can do as well is, instead of putting a cross on it, put a coloured spot on so that you can move it around if needs be. But that has shown me that the best one is a 5, a 5, a 5, and a 5. 5, 5, 5 and 5. And I've got the best stitching there, which is there. So having done that on this piece of fabric here, and I've got absolute perfection there, that has told me that the upper looper, which is that blue one, should be 5. The right needle, sorry, the lower looper should be 5. The right needle should be 5, and the left needle should be 5, which is contrary to those, but it may depend on the fabric, and that might depend on the thread. But this has produced the best result for me, which is that one there. I don't know if you can see. I'll bring it up close to see. This has produced the best result. The pink is just riding on the edge there, and on the other side you have that one. Lovely result there. Someone then said, when you're sewing, you don't want to be using a thread that's a different colour, because if you do, it'll show through in the fabric when you are sewing. So what you should be doing is, whatever your fabric colour is there, this first one, which is the one that's going to be the closest to the edge there, should be the colour of the fabric. So in my case it's green. You can just see different colours coming through there. I really need something a little bit more to match that colour, so this turquoise would be better on there. But because I've been using this to show you the colour scheme here to try and match that, that's why it's a different colour here. But the setup should be, your left needle should always be the one that is the colour that matches your fabric. After you've used your overlocker, it always pays to, I seem to have a bit of thread there that shouldn't be there. Right. It always pays to give your overlocker a good brush over. You should switch it off and then brush it all over with a good paintbrush, or hoover it. I've shown you in another vlog how you hoover it. But don't forget up here, because you get dust up here and you can get dust at the back there, and that dust can get into your thread and all over. A cloth is handy as well, or a damp cloth. A damp cloth just to wipe it all down. Right, so